Welcome to Jay's Tech Tip Videos. In this series, we're going to look at replacing a Platen roller in a XI Series Zebra printer. Worn Platen rollers can cause fade on the edges of the labels, and in this case you see a line, and that's because of damage due to a razor knife where someone tried to remove a label that got stuck around the Platen roller. This has definitely got to be replaced, so let's get started. After making sure the printer has been unplugged from power, remove the 2 Phillips screws on the side of the printer. After you're done here, lift the cover to expose the inner workings of the printer. Remove the belt as you pull it off the upper pulley by slowly rotating the drive assembly. Next thing we're going to want to do is remove that pulley off the Platen roller. You're going to need a metric Allen wrench to do this, and there's also 2 grub screws as shown here. Once the pulley's out of the way, remove the spacer and the bearing. You can throw these away because the new kit has a set. Now here comes the fun part. Take a small flat-bladed screwdriver and put it under the C-clip. Make sure your thumb is against the back side of the C-clip so it won't go flying across the room and take somebody's eye out. This is why I had you remove the pulley from the other side. This way you could slide the Platen roller out and you can actually get behind the C-clip to get some leverage. Now remove the shim and the outer bearing. It might get stuck a little bit due to a little chafing on the edge of the old Platen roller. Get a little nudge and it'll come off. Remove the Platen roller by letting the roller slide all the way into the inside of the case and then lift up on the right hand side to where it passes the exterior hole, and then out it goes. At this time you want to take an alcohol prep pad or a rag with alcohol and clean the area where the Platen roller rides. A lot of label residue will get stuck in there, and also that tear off bar in the front. Make sure you get it clean on the back side really good, because that's how usually labels will get stuck on the roller and wrapped around, and this will just keep it good and clean and be ready for the next Platen roller. Now we're going to lay out all the parts for your new Platen roller kit here. Of course, the most important part is the Platen roller, and then you're going to have little baggies of clips, bearings, and spacers. There'll be a couple extra spacers in there for the different model printers that they make. This one, for example, used the larger spacer on the inside and then the small spacer on the outside, so keep track of which ones you're going to need. Alright, on Reassembly, it's just backwards of Disassembly. Large end of the Platen rod goes into the printer first, and then it's a little snug behind that stripper bar, but it'll go on. You're going to slide the bearing on, and then you're going to put in the small spacer, and then the infamous C-clip that flies across the room. Easy thing to do here is to put the C-clip on the edge, set it on top, and let gravity hold it. And then you're going to take a pair of needle nose pliers, preferably ones that are grooved, that'll grip, like shown here, and just gently squeeze until it snaps on there. You're done. Once you do about 5 of these, it gets even easier. On the inside of the printer, we're going to put the other new bearing on. A little trouble there, I don't know why, but it was a little snug. And then, of course, the large spacer for this model printer. And then next will be the pulley. Don't forget there's 2 grub screws on that pulley that you're going to need to tighten. A little tricky getting an Allen wrench in there to get those tight. Just make sure they're snugged up real good, and also that the pulley is all the way against the spacer. You don't have to press really hard, just make sure it touches it, and just so it'll help keep the belt aligned. And once these are tight, we'll be ready to put the belt on and do a test print. Alright, on putting the belt on, you want to put the belt on all the lower pulleys. And then you're just going to roll the belt onto the upper pulley and just give it a few turns there to make sure it's on there. To do a test print, hold the pause key down for 10 seconds after turning on the power switch, and it'll start doing an auto test. Looks like this one was a success. Well, thanks for watching, and hope this was a benefit to you on having to replace a Platen roller on a Zebra printer. Well, keep an eye out for more upcoming tech tip videos in the near future.